Hello and welcome to the first ever Rival Weekly in partnership with Rival Gaming and the Rival StarCraft 2 League. My name is Hawkeye. It says I'm DrennoC, but that's a lie. And with me is Koshkii SC. We're here to cast the very first Rival Weekly. Welcome.
Hello.
Yeah, how you doing tonight?
Pretty good. How are you?
Not too bad. Just really excited to get this going. This is the first time uh, we're doing these weeklies as part of the I can't talk today for the RSL.
Yeah, really looking forward to it too. There's a lot of good players here.
Yeah, definitely. So we do see that the bracket is live, I believe. It looks like. I'm trying to see. Okay, yeah, it looks like the bracket is live. So we're gonna go ahead and figure out what game that we're gonna be casting first here. So just to give a little bit of background information, the Rival Weekly is a brand new weekly tournament series that's in conjunction with the RSL. Players will be playing Friday nights at 7 p.m. or right now rather, um, for $25 prize pool. $20 going to the first place person, and the second place person receives five. But there's going to be RSL points as well, and so these RSL points. So we're gonna go ahead and try to find this game here. We're looking at the bracket, and I think I see Marsman's in here. Let's see if we can find him in game here. I thought I saw him. So we're going to go ahead. Marsman being a Terran player that competed in Season 3 of the RSL. So he showed some pretty good games, but unfortunately wasn't able to advance on to the round of 16. So we're going to see if he's going to be able to post better results. So, yeah, so I totally had like one of those random off-topic things to talk about, but it's totally slipping my mind right now because I'm multitasking too much, apparently.
No worries.
So,
Are a few people getting in their games already?
yeah, that's what it looks like here. So, it looks like Marsman confirmed.
Awesome.
So, we're going to have him, and I don't. He's playing on the bracket, actually. It shows he is playing against um, Pouchou, I think is that. uh, yeah, so I don't know exact. I'm not familiar with this player, so we're gonna see exactly who this is.
Oh,
Uh,
Pouchou definitely sounds familiar to me.
well, he has a. I see him right here. He has the Terran, the Marine Carbots profile pic. So yeah, looks like. I'm trying to see his games for this season, and okay, and I'm trying to see what. Looks like he's Zerg. Hold on. Lobby. I'm still getting used to the chat.
The new chat system.
Yeah.
I kind of prefer the old one to be
Yeah,
honest.
I mean, it makes sense being, coming from the background of being able to do this in different games, but it's just so weird in StarCraft.
Yeah, like it reminds me. I don't know if you ever played World of Warcraft.
Yeah, it's
It's
very
the
much
WoW
like that.
chat.
Yeah. Hold on, I'm inviting you to the game. Perfect, look at that. So, looks like we're about to jump into our first match here.
Excellent.
And
PVZ?
yeah,
Awesome.
PVZ to open things up, and you're a Protoss player if I recall correctly, right?
I
Right? Yeah,
am.
so
Yeah.
you'll be able to bring great analysis.
PVZ is always a fun matchup, and it's always a lot of fun to watch and cast as well. So I'm excited.
Yeah, so we're gonna have a best of three series, and it's gonna be Orbital Shipyard, to get us start off. So it looks like Marsman is is ready, and Pouchou is ready. It's pronounced Pouchou, right? So we're gonna go ahead and get into this game, get into this series. No, OU. Oh, I don't know. I don't know how to speak French, so
Oh, you.
yeah. Like OU is like Pow.
Is it Pouchou? Like
Yeah, Pouchou.
poutine?
Oh, it could be like
Like
that's a good
poutine, maybe. Pouchou. We'll try
Pouchou.
Pouchou.
Pouchou. We'll just call it Pouchou and Pouchou, Pouchou, and Pouchou. Yeah, we'll figure it out here. But we are in game, and go ahead and let's introduce these players.
In the bottom half of Orbital Shipyard, we have our blue Protoss, Marsman.
And in the top right-hand corner, we have our green Zerg player. We're still trying to figure out how to pronounce his name. It is Pouchou. So, with the early pool, actually.
Yeah, we
so.
just had an early pool and a gas already. I wonder if we're going to see maybe a speedling rush here soon. Already, things are getting off to an aggressive start in this game.
Yeah, definitely an aggressive start. Usually Zerg players prefer to go ahead and get that first Overlord right at 14, or do the double extractor trick, whichever they feel more comfortable about. And we do see that he is actually going to get that expansion too, so it looks like he's really going to commit heavily to the Lings, and Marsman's going to be able to scout that really quickly here. He's already in the base exploring. He sees a spawning pool is about to be done, clicking on the gas to see that there's already 40 gas, so I mean, it's going to be looking pretty aggressive. I think the only way to get more aggressive is if it was gas first.
Yeah, and Marsman has scouted that expansion there at the third, or I guess the now what is now the Nat. So he's starting to get a feel for what he's about to see. He has got a forge down to maybe get some cannons against any early lanes, just more static defense to make his life easier. Speed has been started also from Pouchou.
Yeah, so he's getting that speed really early, and we do see that that Nexus is down in the back, so it's gonna be kind of a safe Nexus, obviously, because he has to make it through the main, and he's putting a cannon down. So Marsman definitely gonna be very very cautious here.
And I believe we got another pylon. Pylons actually with the photon overcharge are very powerful, so those pylons will be nice. The Lings are in. There's a full wall off now with another pylon, and the cannon has finished. That full wall really, really saved Marsman a lot of trouble there.
Yeah, and now we can just cancel that pylon because that cannon's there. It's going to be able to do a ton of damage, and the probe is just going to sit there. So we do see that Game Heart is not enabled, so that's a Zealot that's going to be coming out. And we're going to see Marsman's just going to continue to build probes and kind of start, you know, getting his buildings up, getting his tech up, and just trying to be continue on the game now that he was able to hard counter that opening.
Yeah, Marsman did a really, really good job with defending that. But thankfully for Pouchou, he's got a third base, started now, and he's already on a 2-base economy. So, it wasn't a huge all-in. It was still, some larvae that could have been used for drones, but he can still recover from this.
Yeah, definitely. And from the amount of lings that he committed to, I like what Pouchou did because he obviously got scouted really early, and so he made the choice to not commit as heavily as he probably was wanting to, and just choose to go for that third expansion and go to droning. So we see that he only actually committed to just the initial 4 lings. So very quick for him to just be able to adapt like that on the fly.
Yeah, and now we do have a robo coming out here from Marsman. He looks like he's just kind of macroing up as well. And both players just kind of easing into more of a macro-ish style so far. But I'm wondering, will it be... It's still early. You don't know exactly what Marsman is thinking yet. I'm wondering if he's going to try and do a 2-base push, or if he's going to try and get a third. We do have a probe looking like he may want to put down a third soon. The Ling will prevent it, though.
Yeah, but this Ling's going to go ahead and kind of prevent that here. And unfortunately, the Ling does die, so the third's going to go down without any contesting here. But I do think that Marsman is probably going to gear himself up to do a push, even with his third base. So we're going to see if it's a fake, or if it's going to be, if he's actually looking to go ahead and go macro.
Yeah, and I think there's really a good potential still for 2-base all-ins in PvZ. But, you know, I think you could still do it with that third down. In fact, it would actually be kind of nice to have that, again, that macro to fall back on. Or at least just something to kind of make the Zerg a little bit more wary and kind of take some map control as well. We do have a Twilight coming out as well as +1 weapons. There is now an Adept upgrade out of the Twilight that is actually pretty good. The increased Adept attack speed, I believe, by 45%, so that is always still an option as well.
Yeah, definitely. So, I mean, we just see in Marsman, he's just going to go ahead and start getting the normal units to just be safe as he's preparing. We do see some extra gateways going down, so he's going to be up to, if I'm counting right, that's going to be 4 gateways along with that Twilight Council and the Robo. So we're going to see that he's just going to be a little modest right now as he's, you know, preparing. We do see Blink is on the way, and so Blink's going to be the tech of choice for Marsman.
And with the Robo Bay, I believe this may be a transition into Blink Disruptor. Pretty good in every matchup with Protoss, and Disruptors can really do some mean things to a Zerg army.
Yeah, definitely. I've seen so many times where Disruptors just annihilate everything that they get into. They're a little hard to control, it looks like. I feel like if I was playing Protoss, that I would not be used to actually having to plan out how I'm going to use that, so... Definitely unit with high reward.
Disruptors do provide a challenge, but we do have a Spire also going down there for Pouchou. So that is, you know, the muta transition always a bit rough for Protoss. So I believe this could, you know, show some interesting Blink micro also to handle that.
Yeah, definitely. But we do see the double Stargate went down, and earlier on we actually saw the hallucinated Phoenix scout the Spire. So that was a good call by Marsman to be able to just transition quickly, even though he was in the middle of a tech path already. So we do see Blink is going to be done here in a little bit, and then we actually see the Adept attack speed upgrade queued up. So definitely going to be utilizing those Adepts here. But a pack of Lings are going to be on their way. So we do see the Mothership core is almost full of energy, so it's going to have the Photon overcharge if needed. But there's a decent amount of units here. So I think these Lings are going to be trapped. So you're going to see that these Lings are going to be forfeited.
However, the Lings did see the Stargate, so now Pouchou has an idea of what's being made, you know, that Phoenixes are on the way to counter the mutas. So we've got actually a lot of good reactions here. Good reaction here from Marsman. He's ready for those mutas. You know, he's got the Blink, he's got the Disruptor. He's got a pretty solid looking army so far.
Yeah, it's very gateway heavy, with Adepts obviously being a pretty strong units in themselves, and then with the Stalkers and Disruptors in there. A couple sentries to Force Field or Guardian Shield it up. I don't think he could go wrong. But we do see that he's trying to take a fourth, but Ling's going to go ahead and deny that here for the time being.
Yeah, the Ling's looking all around for a possible expansion at the moment.
Yeah, but Mutas and Phoenix is actually engaged here, so Phoenix is able to take out 2 Mutas at the time, and they're going to be able to chase the Mutas down here, even without the range upgrade.
Yeah, these Mutas really getting fended off. That was pretty good defense there for Marsman. I know Mutas can be a pain for Protoss to deal with sometimes, but Marsman made it look pretty easy there.
Yeah, well, 9 mutas went down from that, so that was absolutely incredible. We do see 4 pylons are overcharged right now, and we're going to see that these lings aren't going to get too much damage, but there's a huge army that's on its way. So Phoenix in the sky to do lifts, disruptors for the AoE damage, and then just a good amount of adepts to be able to get some DPS in.
Yeah, the Phoenix also make a really nice addition to this army, able to lift off any other units. The Disruptors are out to do that AoE damage. The Adepts now have their attack speed upgrade. There's Blink Stalkers. This is a very formidable army here for Marsman.
Yeah, so we're going to see that the third base is just going to go down without even a fight happening here. So units are being picked off. We see the shadows are able to go through force field, so they're just going to be able to go right into the main. And we do see that there are a couple more bases for Pouchou, but he has to deal with this huge army that's in his base right now.
More Corruptors are out, but the Phoenix really still taking control here. A couple Disruptors may go down, but overall the Blink Stalker army is looking pretty solid.
Yeah, those Stalkers are going to be taking out these Corruptors, and the Phoenixes could just tank all day. So that's just going to be GG. Marsman takes the first series.
GG, well played. There's a nice scout there at the beginning too from Marsman, just catching that early timing and just taking the game from there. Like, just kind of macroing and scouting. The scouting was really well. Scouted that muted transition.
Yeah, definitely. So, Marsman definitely showing that I feel like that game was just won from being able to be macro better, I feel, you know? Like,
Yeah.
it just felt like he was ahead the whole time, and just kind of, his counters just kind of, was just right on point. So, maybe if, this next game that Pouchou will be able to get his timing down a little bit more, that he might be able to keep up, but it just seemed like Marsman was a step ahead the entire game.
Yeah. He was on with the macro and did very well with the scouting too. In fact, that scouting of that early pool did put him slightly ahead as well, so he definitely had very, very good scouting.
Mm-hmm.